An AI Google tool just got a major update, and it's pretty good. It is called Google Vids. It's been here since 2004, but now it got a major update and we can create videos, AI images, voiceovers, avatars. Yeah, we can do a lot of things. You can go to the web and find it on vids.new, or if you go to your apps and you click here, you have the option to go to Google Vids right here. So I'm gonna go there. As soon as you enter the tool, you have a lot of options. You can work with VO 3.1, use avatars, Lyria, use slides, and a lot of other things. Think of this as a combination of Google Flow and Google Slides, all in the same workspace combined. I'm going to close this and start with a clean project. At the right side, you have all the different tools that you can use. I'm using a pro account. If you're using a free account, some of the options will not be available. For example, if you go to VO, you can create a video just describing the video. You can upload an image and start a video from there, but you don't have the option on the video to use avatars as an image or create your avatar, and you cannot use ingredients. And also, you're limited to 10 generations per day. Of course, if you have an Ultra account or a Pro account, you have all the options available and you can create a lot more videos and generations. Since we are talking about video, let's just create one. On the video section, you can just paste a text and it will create a video for you, or you can use an image as a reference. First, I will go right here and create something from the scratch. It's a medium shot from behind the person walking in the rain, and we have this cyberpunk style. Simple as that. Then at the bottom, you can select between portrait or landscape, and that's pretty much it. If you want to create the video, you just click on Generate. If you go at the top, you cannot change models and you only get 720 with audio. If you have an Ultra account, I believe that you have a little bit more. Once the video generation is done, you can hover on top of the video and see the generation. You can choose to recreate, or you can choose to insert it to the timeline. And this is the whole point of Google Vids. Everything that you create at the right side or you use will go to the main timeline. And then, of course, you can see it on your canvas. On this occasion, I'm going to go to Insert, and this will take the video and put it as a video on the actual timeline. We should be getting the thumbs right here. I'm not getting it, and I think, of course, it's because a lot of people is using it, but we can see what's going on the video. Again, it's a pretty cool generation. Now, the whole point of all of this is to create a timeline. There we go. We get the thumbnails, and you can scrub through the video just like this. Now, the whole point of this is that we can create a timeline with different videos and different resources. So let's say I want to continue from this video. I couldn't find to take, maybe right click and take a snapshot of this frame so we can just use it on the video. So what you can do is to download this video or take a screenshot of this section, and then we can use it. I'm going to do that. I got the screenshot. First, I will go to animate an image, and we need to add the image, and I will add the frame so we can continue the scene. We just need to prompt what happens after. My prompt is that we have the same action. We're still following the person, but then the person will turn around and the camera will focus on the face. Let's just run it and see what we get back. I'm running it again. The first generation was not that good. She will turn around and then we have something weird. So hopefully on the next one, we get something cool. All right, so I got this one and I kind of like it. So what we need to do is we need to create a new block. When we do so, we do insert, and we can create a transition between both clips. Of course, we have a glitch right here that we will need to take care. And for that, we can just trim the frames until we find the perfect transition, or you can click right here and you can select from other transitions. Let's say that we want maybe, I don't know, to do a flicker. That's fine. I'm gonna go here and just do the playback. We get this flicker, and then the person will just turn around and we see a shot of the face of the person. Cool. So then voila, we have a sequence. And this really got my attention because it's like the scene builder that we had on Google Flow. But at the same time, it's not. We can do a lot more things. If I take a listen, we have the soundtrack, the back, and then we transition to a different video, and we have something else, of course. What if we want to create something that unifies both clips? At the right side, you have a lot of different tools, but we have the music tool. This one uses Lyria 3, which is the new Create Music Google tool. So I want to create a soundtrack for this sequence. And I think that for this video, maybe a dark synth type of music, it's, more than fine. You can create 30 seconds clip or the full song. In this case, I'm going to keep 30 seconds. It's going to take just a minute. or maybe less. And there we go, we have the track. Now I want to take this track and play it behind the clips. The only thing we need to do is to say insert. Once we do so, we just need to move the track and adjust the track so we can hear the videos with the soundtrack. Pretty obvious, right? So I'm gonna play it back. And we get the soundtrack. Now, we of course have a problem. These videos have background music and we are adding our own. How can we manage the volumes of the different tracks? Well, you have two ways. You can go right here at the very top to format, and you have a lot of different options that depending on what you're selecting, you will get. In this case, you need to go to balance sound, or you can go to the actual timeline, right click, and you have a lot of different tools that you can use. In this case, we want to go to balance sound. At the right side, you will find all the different things that you are using on your different scenes. In this case, we have the video. Maybe I just want to mute it, and I want to mute the video number 2. And I'm going to keep the dark synth. So now if I play it back, we just get the music, and we get nothing from the video, which is great. It's what we wanted. Fine. After trying this, it got me more interested. What else can we do? Let's say that this is like a trailer or something like that. Well, I want to create a voiceover and say something at the top of the video, like this summer, something, something. At the right side, you have the voiceover feature. If I go there, you can add to the current scene or all scenes, and notice that you can add different scripts for all the different scenes. In this case, I'm just going to go to the number 1 and create one single line. I'm going to do something simple, like this summer, neon rain, cold steel, flashy shoes. Watch it now. At the bottom, you will see your limit, and you can just play it and hear how it sounds.
This summer, neon rain, cold steel, flashy shoes. Watch it now.
Well, that doesn't sound like a good voice for this, so you can go to change and select one of the different profiles. You don't have a lot of profiles.
The voice you select makes a difference in how viewers will respond to your video.
But I feel that this will expand in a while. I like this one.
The voice you select makes a difference in how
It
viewers
sounds
will
more,
respond to your video.
It really fits with what we want to do. So I'm going to select that one, go at the bottom and click on select. And if I want to audition the take, I can just play it back.
This summer, neon rain, cold steel, flashy shoes. Watch it now.
It sounds good, but of course you get much better text-to-speech from different services. This is just a simple tool. But I want to add the voiceover to our timeline. The only thing we need to do is to go to insert voiceover. Before we play it back, I'm going to go to balance the sound, and maybe I will go down in the with the volume of the dark synth track. And I will just make the voiceover just a little bit louder. Let's just play it back and see what we get.
This summer, neon rain, cold steel, flashy shoes. Watch it now.
Right. We could get something much better with our own voice or with the different service. The problem is not the quality of the voice, it's the intention, it's what we want to say. We want a different style. But for anything else, I mean, this works. Since we can do videos, music, voiceover, can we do captions? Of course we can. We need to go to captions, and when we go there, it will just read the actual voiceover, and we just need to create a style. Let's say I'm going to use this one, and then if I play it back, we get it.
This summer, neon rain,
fantastic,
cold steel, flashy shoes. Watch it now.
Now this is the current caption selected. We can maybe select a different template, like I don't know, this one. And if we play it back, we can confirm that it's using
neon rain,
that caption.
Cold steel, flashy shoes. Watch it now.
On the video generation side of things, if you have a pro account, you can use avatar and ingredients. But again, you need a pro account. You cannot do it with a free account. I'm starting on a new project. I will go to VO. And again, if we go to create from scratch, at the bottom, you can click on the avatar and you can select one of the presets or different avatars that you get from Google.
The voice you select.
Can you create your own avatar? Yes, I'm going to show you that in a second. So let's say I want to, let's say select this one. There we go, Samir, that's fine. I'm going to select it. And remember that we are on the VO section. We are not on the avatar section. On this one, we need to tell VO 3.1 that we want to use this subject, this avatar, and do something. And I'm going to do something simple like he is complaining about how much he hates cupcakes. I mean, who hates cupcakes? Of course, I'm sorry if you cannot eat them, but you know, they're tasty. I'm going to click to generate the video, and VO will just take this image and create the video for me. We got it. Let's hear him complain about cupcakes.
I just don't understand the appeal of cupcakes. The frosting is too sweet, the cake is dry, they're messy, they're just terrible, truly terrible.
Nonetheless, I gotta say that some cupcakes are terrible, but that's not because of the cupcake. It's about who made the cupcake. Let's get back on track. It looks pretty good.
Frosting is too sweet.
The sound is just a little bit weird.
They're messy,
if you're listening on speakers or maybe headphones, the voice of the subject should be in mono instead of stereo.
Sweet, the cake is dry,
but
they're messy,
for the most part, it's just
terrible,
pretty good.
Truly terrible.
If we go to the avatar, now it's just going to be completely different. It's a completely different thing. You just need to enter your script and you can create multiple scenes, of course. And then at the bottom, you just need to choose your avatar. And right here, again, it's different. I can click on change and I will be getting a lot of different options, which are the same options that we got from before. But then I can create my custom avatar. Let's just click it and you have a few templates like before. But then you can just define the gender, the age, and the background, and of course the outfit. You do have an option that says, I'm feeling lucky. I feel lucky. I'm going to click on it. Once we get something random, I'm going to create options. It will create 3 different options for me. The underlying model behind all of this is Nano Banana. So it's pretty much creating 3 different images with Nano Banana. We just need to choose the one that we like the most. I'm going to go with, I don't know, with the option number 3. And then I will just refine selected. We just can add a little bit more information about your avatar. Like for example, we can ask to change something about the clothing, something about the hair. In this case, I'm just not going to do it. I'm going to continue. The next step, it's kind of important. We need to assign a name and choose a voice. I'm going to call her Mandy, and we just need to select the voice.
The voice you select makes a difference in how viewers will respond to your...
Well, that sounds super sexy. Maybe not.
The voice you select makes a difference
Much
in
better.
how viewers...
The voice you select makes a difference.
Maybe
in
not.
How viewers
I'm going to go with
The
this
voice
one.
you select makes a
And
difference.
notice that on each of the profiles, you do have a description of what that profile is. Teacher, friendly, clear, and on and on and on. I'm going to go with this
The
one.
voice you select makes a difference in how viewers...
Sounds fine. And then I just need to click on save. Once we have the avatar, we just need to select it as the avatar and then click select. And this is like a traditional avatar tool function. We need to provide the script, which is what the avatar will be saying, and then just prompt away. I'm going to have the avatar say something about shoes. At the very top, the avatar still uses VO 3.1 to create all of this, but then you have a limit. It's 900. Then at the bottom, instead of create, we get preview. It's just a preview of the lines and the voiceover.
Of any good outfit. These shoes,
Let's say that this is fine. So I'm going to click on generate. All right, so let's see how that avatar
Let's
looks
talk about the foundation of any good outfit. These shoes, they aren't just footwear. They're a statement. Every time I lace them up, I feel like I've leveled up. The silhouette, the comfort, the way they catch the light. Honestly, it's a crime. They don't have their own fan club yet.
So yeah, video, avatar, voiceover, pretty complete. Now, talking about the voiceover, if you want to create just a voiceover, you can go, and you know what? I'm going to start a new project. There we go. You can go to voiceover, just write something and then create a narration. And again, as before, we just can change the narration and select one of the different profiles. If this wasn't enough, you have more options. If we keep moving forward, you can create an image just like you do on Google Flow or you do on Gemini. When you open it, you have a few templates. If you click on one of the images and reuse the prompt, you just can run the generation 16:9 or square or portrait, and you just need to run the generation. And as I mentioned before, behind the scenes is just Nano Banana creating an image. Do you have a lot more control on Google Flow or maybe Gemini? Yes, of course. But the whole point of this tool is that you can create it right here, put it on the main timeline, and then do something with those resources. Once you get the image back, you just need to drag and drop to the actual Canva. And this works just like working with slides. I can make the image a little bit bigger so I can fit the whole canvas. Let's say that I want to add some text. Well, we have the text right here. I can maybe select one of the different styles and then go here, click on it and make some changes. Something like awesome headphones. I think that's fine. You could just simply add a normal text. Let's say I want to add this style. Of course, it's white, and this works as usual. I can just select this, then go at the very top and change the color of the font. Again, works just like working with Google Slides. Nonetheless, remember, this is a timeline. If I wanted to do something else, I can just go right here, create a new scene, and I can start over working on this new scene. I could go to stock, for example, and you have a lot of different resources that you can use. And then again, you can search at the top. Let's say I want to use this video. Well, then if I click on it, then we have it on the timeline. And when we play it back, we have the previous shot and then, the transition. What if I want to add my own resources like videos, images, whatever? Well, you can go to the uploads and you will find everything that is on your Google Drive, and then you just can drag and drop and use it on the timeline. If we keep going down, we can see that we have some templates and then we have shapes. If I go to shapes, these are the traditional shapes. I can click on one, and once I get it on the canvas, I just can work with that shape. And then we have the templates, and the templates is pretty similar to the other options. If I go to templates, we get some pre-made type of templates, I guess. I could go to different templates and they will be added as new scenes. And if I play it back, we can see that we have the actual templates on the timeline. Fun. Like I mentioned at the beginning of this video, this is like a blend of Google Flow, Google Slides, Nano Banana, and VO, of course. I really think it's great. It has a lot of potential, especially if you like to create slides and presentations. Well, this makes it a lot more dynamic and easy to work with. This tool has been here for a while, but now with this new update, it's usable. It's much, much better. I'll be posting a few more videos about this tool, just creating something with you on the screen. All right, so if you liked all of this and you learned something new, remember to like, subscribe, and leave a comment. Don't be a stranger.